Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Summit City Sports' first ever streaming of the High School Hockey Amateur Association. Today's first matchup will be featuring the Fort Wayne Bruins and the Summit City Panthers. Both teams are going to be coming off a disappointing season last year and are hoping to rebound with today's game. A little bit of a coaching change for both teams. Now behind the bench for the Fort Wayne Bruins is Michael Downey. And behind the bench for the Summit City Panthers is former Fort Wayne Comet, Lincoln Kaylee Schrock. Last year, leading scorers for the Summit City Panthers last year, graduating senior number 91 Brandon Lambert led the teams with 15 goals, 14 assists for 29 points. Coming in second is also graduating senior number 18 Brendan Fitzgerald with 13 goals and 12 assists for a total of 25 points. Leading the Panthers in goaltending was number 1 Connor McKinnon with 7 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie, and a save percentage of .659. In the overall with the periods, Summit City was kind of outscored in all the periods. Total of 119 goals for the opponents and 93 for the Summit City Panthers. On to the Fort Wayne Bruins. Leading the team was number 7, Jake Scott with 14 goals and 6 assists for 20 points. Followed behind Gabe Schenk with 4 goals, 12 assists for 16 points. Leading the team in goaltending last year was number 30, Ricky Foster with 2 wins, 11 losses, and a save percentage of .722. With the graduation of players like Kiefer Weeks and Reggie Beard, these teams are Fort Wayne Bruins are really going to rely on their returning players to help teach the kids and rookies their style of play and lead the team in goal production this year. Summit City Panthers, their graduating seniors last year to note were Brandon Lambert and Brendan Fitzgerald. Again, this team is going to really rely heavily on their returning players to lead the team in points production and help the rookies this season. And ladies and gentlemen, that will lead us into our first break. We will be back with first period action.
Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are unfortunately having some technical difficulties with the scoreboard, which will postpone the start of the game. Summit City Panthers and the Fort Wayne Bruins do kind of have a history with each other. In 2013-2014, both teams made it to the 1A state championships. Summit City ended up being the finalists that year, and I believe Northrop took the title. Then in last year, 2014-2015, Summit City Panthers once again battled the Fort Wayne Bruins in the state finals. The Summit City Panthers managed to edge off the Fort Wayne Bruins, winning their first 1A state champions title. Returning players for the Summit City Panthers are really going to relieve this team this year, such as Brady Esther, Joseph Hacker, Bryce Hauer, and returning goaltender Connor McKinnon, as well as returning goaltender Kylie Barcelona. Looks like starting in goal for the Fort Wayne Bruins today is going to be number 30, Ricky Foster. Ricky, of course, was the main go-to guy for the Fort Wayne Bruins last year. Again, with a 2-11-0 record with a .722 save percentage. Returning players for the Fort Wayne Bruins. Number 2, Corey Schaller, Spencer Steinforth, Michaela Dawson, who was Fort Wayne Bruins' third-string goaltender last year. Also returning, number 30, Ricky Foster, Mitchell Studebaker, and Jackson Minch. Looks like we got the technical difficulties sorted out with the clock. We got about 3 minutes till puck drop, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like starting in goal for the Summit City Panthers is going to be number 1, Connor McKinnon. Connor, of course, last year was the go-to guy for the Summit City Panthers. He helped lead the team with goaltending with the departure of 2015-2016 graduating senior Parker Rutherford. Connor came into the Summit City Panthers with a bit of a good start of the season, going 7-6-1 with a .659 save percentage. Returning players of the Panthers, such as Austin Ryan, Daniel Armstrong Minch, Sean Stutzman, Jason Marquardt, and Connor Ridge are going to look to help the Summit City Panthers get off to a good start and press the current defending champions, the Carroll Chargers. That will take us into our next break. We'll be right back with the puck drop of Game 1 of high school hockey here on SummitCitySports.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for puck drop here between the Fort Wayne Bruins and the Summit City Panthers. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, that's 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of your highlights and in-game replays. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkviewsportsnetwork.com. Joining me today up in the booth is Fort Wayne Comets broadcaster Shane Albarani.
Thank you, Brandon. It is honored. I was honored to ask to be a part of this first broadcast this season. This one brings back a lot of memories. I started doing hockey games back in 1991, as I am now ashamed to say that as it comes out of my mouth, 26 years ago. And the very first game I called was between the Northrop Bruins and the Snyder Panthers. I know we can't say that right now, but for an old guy like me, it's Northrop Snyder, it's the Bruins and the Panthers, and it's not just a rivalry that goes back in hockey circles, but it's also one of the best rivalries in all of Fort Wayne high school sports. And this was always a heated rivalry, especially on the ice. But of course, like I said, any sport, when you see the colors of the Bruins and the Panthers get together, it is always going to be a good time and an intense game. And I expect the same here today, as again, this brings back a lot of memories. And again, thank you so much, Brandon, for letting me be a part of it. I'm going to try and stay out of your way and just give my semi-expert analysis tonight.
Thank you, Shane. Teams are gathering at the benches and getting ready for pregame national anthem and lineup announcements. Again, starting in goal for the Fort Wayne Bruins will be number 30, Ricky Foster. And in goal for the Summit City Panthers, number 1, Connor McKinnon. And I'm not sure if you can hear me, the parents of the Summit City Panthers are getting their team riled up. We are getting ready for puck drop. Starting for the Bruins will be number 19, Samuel Backstrom. At center, number 7, Jacob Scott. At right wing, number 10, Ryan Taylor. On defense, number 18, Mitchell Studebaker. And number 62, Jacob Scholand. We are ready here, and the 2017-2018 high school hockey season is underway. Face-off is won by the Panthers. At the blue line, the Fort Wayne Bruins will get it into the zone. A little bit of a fall there. Down is Backstrom, and Connor McKinnon will cover the puck.
Well, just on the opening puck drop, Brandon, you can see these two teams have waited a long time to play each other again, and you already saw a little physical play there up along the near side boards that resulted in an easy save for McKinnon. But I expect this game to be quite intense right from the start as we come back up to the blue line.
Indeed. Down at the blue line is number 7, Jake Scott. Now Backstrom into the corner. Cut off by number 19, Sean Stutzman. Down in the far corner is Jake Scott, shot wide of the net. At the point now, Scholand gets it further in the zone. Big hit by number 15, Daniel Armstrong Minch. Panthers will clear it down, and that will be an icing call. Face-off will be back down in the Panther zone.
And that big hit at the point, like you said, Brandon, that sends a message here just less than a minute into this game. But the Panthers are going to come out and they're going to be physical this entire game as the faceoff comes back down into the Snyder zone for the second time.
Face-off to the left of Connor McKinnon. Face-off is won by the Bruins here, and now the Panthers take over at center ice. Bruins will intercept the pass. That is Carter Minch. Down in the Bruins zone. Esther into the corner. Bumped off the puck by Scholl. Carter Minch there with Schiebel. Here comes number 88, Christian Robinson. Down the wing he goes, and he will shoot it into the Panther zone. Stopped by McKinnon behind the net. Shank, pass around the corner. To the point, cannot keep it in. Sherman over to Butler. Or excuse me, Scholl over to Butler. Schiebel will kick it into the zone and down in the corner, picked up by Butler. Getting a good feel for the play. He will get it up to Carter Minch. Down he goes. He is cut off by number 22, Hayden Scott. Here Panthers pick up the puck. Here they come and cut off by the Bruins. And a big hit into the stanchions is number 9, Gabe Shank. Here come the Panthers down the zone. Shot blocked and unable to glove it is Ricky Foster. Corey Schallard coming down the zone. And that will be whistled down for an icing.
Oh, pretty physical play, but so far neither goaltender has been tested at all early in this first period. And with it being the first game of the season, you want to have your goaltender get some action early. And so far, both defenses have done a nice job of keeping the pressure off the goaltender. But I'm sure the coaches are saying, hey, let's get some shots on net right now.
Indeed they are. Face off to the left of Ricky Foster. Face off is won by the Panthers. Shot on net. Down behind the net, Ryan. Puck behind the net, big whiff of a hit by Armstrong Minch. And we will have our first penalty of the game. And it's going to be on the Fort Wayne Bruins. Shot blocked! And the whistle is called, and it is an interference call.
So McKinnon got to see, that's the Bruin goaltender Dawson down there who actually got to see a couple of shots there. And now the Panthers going on a power play early on in this game. They were buzzing around the offensive zone there for a moment. So the young goaltender here is going to have to stand up and get ready to kill off this first penalty kill of the game.
Indeed he will. To the faceoff is going to be to the right of Ricky Foster. Face off is won by Scott. Austin Ryan tries to center and cannot. Scott coming down the wing. A bit of a rule change this year. Teams are no longer allowed to just shoot it down the ice when they are on a penalty kill. They must carry it to center ice before dumping it down. So a bit of a rule change for that one. Coming down is Brady Esther. Shot, and Ricky Foster will cover it up. .12:04 left in the first period. It is still 0-0. Minute 37 left on the penalty kill to the Bruins. Faceoff will be between Scott and Ryan. Faceoff is won by Ryan, and they will clear the puck down. Down the corner is Hayden Scott. Drops off for Brady Esther. Tries to get it down ice, intercepted by Samuel Backstrom. Shot, saved by Connor McKinnon.
That was a sneaky shot from the far boards. Connor McKinnon, puck kind of buckled on him a little bit there at the last second, but he squared up and was able to go right into his glove, and he gets a whistle.
Face-off will be to the right of Connor McKinnon. Face-off won by the Bruins, intercepted by the Panthers, but the Bruins will shoot it right back into the zone. Down the corner, Hayden Scott behind the net, setting up for the power play. Bruins are going to be whistled for an offsides. On the ice for the Panthers, Connor Ridge. Number 9, Joseph Hacker. Face-off is won by the Bruins. At the point, passes it deep in the zone. Here's Ridge in the corner. Gives it to Howard, who bit of a, and that will be called. Howard to the box for tripping.
And that will even things up. There's 48 seconds remained on the power play for Snyder. So we got 4-on-4 hockey coming up here. And a faceoff's going to be just outside the the Bruin line.
And it looks like officials are going to be exchanging pucks. Must be a little bit of a chip in the puck there for gameplay use. For the safety of the players, they must make sure that it is structurally sound and there's no chips that can cause cuts. Face-off won by the Panthers. Dumped in by Marquardt. Picked up behind the net is Esther.
Oh, nice play.
Pass to the slot is intercepted, but Marquardt has it at the point, shoving it down into the zone. Down the corner is Schaller. Knocked away by Minch. Schaller again tripped up a bit over the net, but retains control of the puck. Brady Esther strips it away. At the point, Marquardt shot. Knocked away by Ricky Foster. At the point is the Panthers shot. Tipped by Armstrong Minch. It's in his feet. And here comes, not saved in the zone by Stutzman. Armstrong Minch in the corner. Battling with Mark Schaller. Marquardt will chip it back into the zone. Picked up by Gabe Schenk. Mark Schaller in the corner. Pass to Steinforth, intercepted by number 24, Andrew Schiebel. Marquardt at center ice will dump it back in. Knocked away by Schenk. Schaller to Minch. Minch coming down the wing. Shots, hits the side of the net.
Minch had a man breaking in right down the middle of the ice. He opted for the shot. And now we've got a tie up behind the net.
In the corner, number 63, Xavier Schell, and number 15 for the Bruins, Spencer Steinforth. Panthers win control and will try to clear it out. Kept alive by number 62, Jacob Scholl. And here come the Panthers, Xavier Schell. Shot, hits the face of Ricky Foster. Down in the near boards, Schell and Studebaker. Picked up by number 14, Austin Ryan. Ryan still has control. Pass, kind of miscommunication on the pass. And Ryan will regain control. Big hit there by Jake Scott.
Scott's got to hurry. He's got a man on him as he comes all the way down to the corner, and he gets crunched as he gets to the puck first.
Bruins try to wrap around but fail. Down at the far boards, coming down the zone is number 9, Joe Hacker. At the point now, shot blocked by number 21, Cole Daly. Puck glove down, and that will be whistled down for a hand pass.
And Studebaker with a little shot there on Hacker right after the whistle. Kind of gave him the stink eye as he went off the ice as Northrop stepping up the physical play a little bit. But the Panthers, they've put a few shots on the goaltender. Foster down here, he took one right off the front of the cage and he just shook it right off. So both goaltenders are looking sharp here in the early going. No score, 8:23 to go here in the first.
Face-off is won by the Panthers. Schell to Marquardt. Marquardt passes down to Schiebel. Icing waved off. Butler down behind the net. Looking for an outlet to pass to. Intercepted by Schiebel. Butler again behind the net. Being chased down by Esther. Puck stolen, but regain control is Scholl. Xavier Schell gets to the point. Stutzman tries to get it deep, but intercepted by Butler. Butler skating down, and we will have another penalty on the Summit City Panthers. Hooking is a call. 7:47 left in the first. Still tied 0-0. Both goalies being sharp today.
That's our third penalty already in this first period, and it's kind of like the old days between the Panthers and the Bruins with a lot of penalties, a lot of guys going in and out of the bin. But so far, we've got no score and a faceoff coming up in the Panther zone.
On this power play is number 7, Jake Scott, followed by Backstrom, Schaller, and that will be cleared down. Schaller behind the net, picks it up. Getting set for the power play. Pass a little bit knocked off, picked up by Ryan, and it will be sent back into the zone by Joe Hacker. Schaller coming down the center ice. He takes a shot, bit of a block by Stutzman. Marquardt into the far corner. Ices it, but kept alive. Marquardt again, down low, behind the net. Rubbed off by Scott. Hacker will ice it down the zone. Picked up in the corner by number 23, Mark Schaller. Schaller to Gabe Schenk. Back over to Mark Schaller. Pass up to Scott. Scott tries to hit Backstrom, but he cannot, and that will be sent back down for the penalty killing Summit City Panthers. Corey Schaller takes it behind the net. Looks for Scott, gets him. Down goes Scott, up the far boards. Shot off the pads and a rebound. Unable to convert on it, though, is Gabe Schenk. And bit of a big hit, and that will be a penalty on the Fort Wayne Bruins.
Things getting chippy out there, and we're not even halfway through this first period as Gabe Schenk had a chance to end the deadlock. The puck came right to him. He just fanned on it, and that's going to result in another penalty.
Studebaker goes for head contact, and in this sport, that I believe is a 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct. And looks like it will be a 2 and a 10 for Studebaker. 6:20 left in the first period. Teams playing 4-on-4. We are still tied at 0. Face-off is Minch. Face-off is won by Minch. Gabe Schenk a little bit tripped up, but no call. At the far point is Schaller. Chips it out of the zone. Big hit by Hauer. Picked up by Hayden Scott. Schiebel tries to get it further in the zone, but cannot. Here comes Carter Minch. Rubbed off the puck. Schaller down into the corner. Tied up. And regains control. Schenk at the shot and wide of the net.
4-on-4 now. Things are opening up a little bit as the Bruins buzzing around the Panthers zone. But the Panthers here do a good job. They try and get it out, but they can't clear it.
Down the corner is Hauer. Power play for the Panthers as they get started. Looking to run. Austin Ryan trying to get it. Icing on the Panthers. A little bit of a miscommunication by the officials on that one. To the face-off for the Bruins is number 16, Jackson Minch.
Panthers now on a power play.
Face-off is won by the Panthers and is taken behind the net by Stutzman. Carrying up the near boards, knocked away by number 21 of the Bruins, Cole Daly. Back behind the net is the Panthers looking for an outlet pass. Gets it to Esther. Esther looking for some help. Gets it over to number 63, Xavier Shell. Picked up by Schaller, tries to clear, kept in by Marquardt. Shot, save, rebound in the front of the net and cleared away by Schaller. Cleared out of the zone. Stutzman picks it up in his zone. Gets it up to Xavier Shell. Shell over to Ryan. Here comes Esther. Knocked off the puck. Esther pass up to Shell. Shot off the blocker, and that is into the netting. Good pressure by the Panthers as they are looking to break this deadlock with 4:41 left in the first.
Another nice save by Foster. He squared up and he took it right off the stick and it grabbed the net to get the whistle. And that slowed things down a little bit with just 21 seconds left in the Snyder or the Panther power play. But the young goaltender for Northrop, just a sophomore, looking pretty good here in his season debut.
Face-off is won by Scott in his feet, and that will be gloved by Foster.
Yeah, Foster not looking intimidated at all by this big Panther lineup. They've been shooting everything at him here. He's had to kill off a couple of power plays as well, and he's looked very well in doing so.
Ryan down into the corner. Pass up to the point. Shot wide of the net. Looking for a tip was Hacker. Hauer picks it up at the point. Scott tries to clear. Kept in by number 72, Connor Ridge. Behind the net is Austin Ryan. Power play over for the Bruins as they manage to successfully kill off. Ryan in the corner. Looking to center it to Hacker, but unable to do so. Butler knocking the puck away. Shot wide of the net.
Back to 5-on-5.
Scott. Oh, a bit of a breakaway for Christian Robinson, but he has to turn away thanks to the play of Howard.
Now the Panthers could get a chance if they come back quickly.
Ryan will clear it in zone. It is loose. And puck will be played by Foster, and Butler will take it at the corner. Pass to Robinson is incomplete, taken by Mark Quart. Mark Quart over to Stutzman. Stutzman to Armstrong Minch. Knocked away by Robinson, down in the corner. Steinforth at the far boards, gets it over to Scott. Scott coming down the wing. Looks for Robinson. Robinson's shot knocked away by Stutzman. Far corner is Robinson and number 2 of the Summit City Panthers, Colin Long. Schaller keeps it alive at the blue line. Shot into the feet of Mark Quart. Puck is loose at the far boards. Picked up by Schaller. Shot, another save by McKinnon. Shot scores!
The goaltender thought he had the puck frozen, but the referee saw it all the way, and it trickled past him under his left pads. The Bruins were right on it, and their sticks went up before the whistle even blew, but it definitely crossed the line. No protest from the Panther bench, and the Bruins are up 1-0.
Beautiful goal by the Bruins, and that breaks the deadlock at 2:59 of the first period. Into the face-off, Shank. Face-off is going to be won by Shank. Schaller passes up to Backstrom, intercepted, but Backstrom regains control down in the corner. Backstrom again in the corner, tries to get it to Taylor, but unable to do so. Taylor behind the net for the Bruins, gets it over to Backstrom. Backstrom centers and is knocked away. Picked up by Sholin. And here's Shank with a drive, not blocked. And Schaller will try once again. Pass to the center is unable to be completed, and here come the Panthers on the counterattack. Brady Esther dinks around him and loses control. Big hit out by the Bruins, and this has proven to be a very physical game between the Bruins and the Panthers.
Excellent move by Esther. Esther's been buzzing around this entire first period. He's had a couple of chances, and there was another time as he made a couple of nice moves and just could not get the puck glued to his stick to get a scoring chance. But Esther looking pretty good in this first period with just 2 minutes to go.
Icing called on the Bruins, as it will be to the right of Ricky Foster. And the face-off will be Daly, and his opponent is McKinley. Face-off won by the Bruins. Connor Ridge back behind the net to picked up by Joe Hacker. Hacker keeps control of it. Daly pressuring for the puck. Daly holding him up at the boards and is helped by McKinley. McKinley over to Stutzman. Stutzman to drive, blocked, and here goes the Bruins on a breakaway. It is shot wide of the net. Stutzman behind the net. And here come the Panthers once again. Pass incomplete to Ridge. Picked up by Butler. Back behind the net. Over to number 28, Carter Minch. Pass up to Ridge is intercepted by Butler. Mark Cord now at the far boards. Knocked away by Carter Minch and is picked up by Minch at center ice. Big hit by Stutzman on Minch. 1 minute remaining in the first period, and we have a 1-0 lead for the Bruins. Minch down in the corner. Picked up by Mark Cord, who chips it out to center ice.
And Minch, who just had that breakaway, took a couple of big chops as he was coming off the ice. And Minch went down on the goaltender, and he kind of gave away his position right away, moving to his left, and he missed the net completely.
Shot is wide by Jake Scott, centering to the Bruins, number 70. Schaller tries to get and is gloved down by McKinnon.
Well, it's 1-0, but both teams have had scoring chances in the first period. A lot of penalties as well, so both teams having a lot of time on the man advantage. But right now, it's Northrop. They're up 1-0.
Face off to the left of McKinnon. Face off is going to be whistled down and redone. Face off is going to be won by the Bruins. Drive blocked by number 22. Hayden Scott. At the floorboards now. Here come the Panthers coming down. Gains the zone. Howard tries to get around the defender, but unable to do so. Howard regains control. Bumped off the puck by Scott. And a bit of a tag team, and that will bring the period to a close. Fort Wayne Bruins are up 1-0 over the Summit City Panthers. You are watching the Fort Wayne Amateur Hockey Association here on SummitCitySports.com.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Summit.
We are back here for second period action between the Summit City Panthers and the Fort Wayne Bruins. Bruins gain control of the lead in the first period, breaking the deadlock tie. Shots on goal in the saves in the first period, was Ricky Foster with 6 and McKinnon with 5 saves. Both teams are gathering at their benches to gather a game plan for the second period. Kind of bit of a very physical game today between the Fort Wayne Bruins and the Summit City Panthers, as expected between these two rivals.
They knew I was coming, Brandon, so they knew that they're going to bring their A games here tonight, especially with the physical play, and we've seen it, especially as it ramped up there towards the end of the first period with Northrop getting a couple of breakaways and a lot of time in the penalty box in this first period. So let's see if this physical play can keep up here through the next 30 minutes of play as we get ready to drop the puck for period number 2.
Face-off is won by Ryan. Stutzman chips it down. Picked up by Ryan. Into the far corner. Ryan and Minch. Pass up to Marquardt is unable to do so. And here comes
scoring
Scott.
Chance.
Scott shot wide of the net.
And Scott, he could have skated that in another 5 feet before he let it go, and he sailed it wide.
Down in the far corner is Austin Ryan. Past the slot, nobody there. Bruins get it up to Scott, but knocked away by Marquardt. Still at center ice, Backstrom and Armstrong Minch fighting for control of the puck. Backstrom picks it up, passes into his own defensive zone. Schaller coming up the wing. He will get it into the zone. Marquardt in the near corner. Bumped off by Scott. Pass to Ryan incomplete, picked up by Schaller. Scott back to Corey Schaller. Corey coming up the wing. He gets into the zone. Skates a shot, blocked away by Marquardt.
Bruins now missing the mark. They've had 2 great scoring chances, but not able to get it on the goaltender.
At the point now is Butler. Shot blocked by his own man. Armstrong Minch bumped off the puck by Taylor. Armstrong Minch in the far corner, in the near corner, excuse me. Picked up by Ryan. And he tries to get it out, but kept alive by Butler. Butler shoots off the blocker of McKinnon. Near boards, Mark Quart. Looking for an open lane to pass to, chips it up to Minch. Minch tries to get it out of zone and is successful. Ryan will send it down, and that will be whistled down for an icing.
Panthers come out firing in this second period, Northrop, the Bruins come out firing, but missing the mark twice on some excellent scoring chances. So if you want to score, you got to get it on the net and get that goaltender moving side to side, but have not been able to solve the Panther goaltender here in this second period. It's Connor McKinnon, who looked pretty good in that first period, but now he's faced a couple of nice hard shots here in the second period, and he has been able to stand up to keep it a 1-0 game.
Face off won by Esther. Howard loses control in the corner. Picked up by Robinson. Into the slot, wide of the net.
Another scoring chance. You got to get that on net.
Shell tries to get it out. Unable to do so. Robinson at the point. Played by the high stick by Minch, and that will be whistled down.
I think the Bruins should be up about 3 or 4-0 at this point, just from the work they've done here in this second period. When you get those shots right in front of the net like the Bruins just had, just 4 feet out from the goaltender, you got to get it on the goaltender and maybe, if anything, hope for that rebound.
Indeed, they have missed some good opportunities to extend their lead. Face-off is going to be left of Ricky Foster. Face-off is won by the Panthers. Play, try to get it out. Robinson, shot, blocked away by Foster. Down the far corner is Esther, trying to get it up to the point to Howard. Howard with a shot, knocked away by Minch. Esther again in the near corner. Butler behind the net. Passes around behind the net to Robinson. Robinson gets it out of the zone and is successful. Bruins with 2 players there, but are unable to pick up the puck as they would have been on a 2-on-0. Esther getting it deep into the zone. Foster plays it in the corner. In the corner, number 96, Braden Scholl. Big hit by Shell. Schiebel tried to fire it at the slot, but unable to get the shot off. Esther loses control. Picked up by the Bruins. Minch in the corner tries to get it over to Robinson, but unable to do so, and that will be a penalty on the Panthers. Esther going to the box, and that will be a 2-10 for head contact.
Oh, and Esther, I think that was just frustration for coughing the puck up at his own blue line, and that will give Kaylee Schrock, the new head coach of this Panther team, he's got his hat on right now, but I'm sure the gray hair is already starting to grow under that hat. When you see your defenseman coughing up there at the blue line and then coming back and taking a penalty, trying to make up for that mistake, and not only is it a penalty, it's a 2-10, and Esther has been one of the better players for the Panthers on the ice today, and now he's off the ice for the next 12.
Face-off is going to be inside the Panthers zone. To the face-off for the Bruins, Jackson Minch and McKinley for the Panthers. Face-off is going to be won by the Bruins. Steinforth over to Schaller. Schaller loses control but keeps it alive in the zone, but McKinley will chip it out. Steinforth coming into the zone, down into the near corner. Plays it behind the net. Behind the net now. Pass up to the slot. Tried to get it out with Hacker. Shot saved by McKinnon. Steinforth into the corner to Daly. Pass in the slot is intercepted by Stutzman, and Hacker will carry it out to the blue line and get it down the ice.
Nice puck movement by the Bruins on this power play. And now they bring it forward, and now they weave through the neutral zone and into the Panther zone. Let's see if they can get a chance here again on this power play.
At the near boards now, sent into the behind the net. Mark Quart. He tries to ice it and is successful. Minute 4 left in the penalty kill to the Bruins. Picked up by Sholin. Pass up to Minch was intercepted. Kept into the zone, but the referees will say it is offsides.
Ekstrom did his best to keep that puck from skipping over that blue line, but it was a good call by the linesman right there. And that's another thing. Well, when you're on the on the drive like that. When you're on the power play, you want to keep that momentum going, and just mistakes like that. Again, first game for both of these teams, and you're going to have moments like that. But the Bruins up 1-0, and they're on a power play, but they really should be up by about 3 right now.
Scott, shot off the pad of McKinnon. Scott again in the near boards, gets it out to the point. Shot will go wide of the net. Butler tried to hit on that. Backstrom trying to do it. Butler near board, shot, glove down by McKinnon, but it is loose in the slot now. Panthers will get it down the ice, and that will go out of play. Very unusual play right there with the netting up, but it slips through, and that will be whistled down.
Now the Bruins on this power play, they still got 19 seconds left, and they have got to get some traffic in front of McKinnon. He's getting some pretty clean looks at these shots coming up from the blue line.
Robinson against Ryan. Faceoff is in the feet of Robinson, trying to shoot it at the faceoff dot, knocked away by McKinnon. Bit of a bounce off the stanchions there, and play will stay live inside the Panthers zone. Robinson down in the corner, passed around the net, picked up by the Panthers, and they will clear it.
Back to full strength, 5-on-5 hockey, 1-0 Northrop.
Minch tries to hit it around the boards, but it takes a funny bounce and comes right to the dot. Picked up now by Taylor. Taylor loses control but regains it. Hayden Scott takes it away from the Bruins, and a shot wide of the net. Ooh, bit of a stumble there for Hauer in the near boards. Or excuse me, that is Owen Park. Robinson behind the net. Picked up by Marquardt. Marquardt will chip it into the zone. On net. Foster with making a bit of a save there. Marquardt again in the near boards. Passing over to Stutzman. Stutzman. Sutphin coming up. Gets it to Hacker. Hacker behind the net. Looks for Shell, but is intercepted. Sutphin again over to Shell. Shell with the shot blocked, and that will be a rebound opportunity, and Foster will cover it.
Excellent job by Foster. That puck was rolling all over the place in the blue paint, but the sophomore goaltender, he just kept his head down, stuck with it, and eventually got that whistle.
Panthers looking for the equalizer here. 8:27 left in the second. Bruins up 1-0.
Not very many face-offs in this second period down in Northrop zone. It's been pretty much all Bruins, and the Bruins have not been able to add to their lead. It's just 1-0.
Stutzman with the drive, blocked, rebound, shot wide of the net. Stutzman again, sending it around the boards. Oh, it takes a funny bounce off the stanchions, and the Bruins gain control. Here comes number 18, Studebaker. Studebaker driving to the net, knocked away by McKinnon. Scholin picks it up. Shot blocked by Stutzman. Studebaker again gets it to Scott. Scott pass, regains control. Scholin with the drive, and he ends up fanning on the shot. Stutzman gets it up to McKinley.
Got a lead, man.
McKinley coming down. Shots saved by Foster.
Nice job by the Bruin D-man. Studebaker getting back and just disrupting that shot enough. The Panthers still with a chance. There's a man in front, all alone.
Armstrong with the shot and a save by Foster. Stutzman at the point. Shot wide of the net. Kept alive by Marquardt. Studebaker behind the net. And he sends it down. And that will be a Bruins icing.
Nice end-to-end hockey here in the second period. Both teams stepping up the intensity, and that's a good thing to make sure, you don't have a lot of whistles in the first game of the season. It keeps things flowing, and it keeps everyone in the game able to change shifts on the fly, and I think that's a very good way to keep this pace going here in this second period between these two teams.
Ryan to the faceoff for the Panthers. Faceoff is won by the Bruins. Hacker with a shot at the slot, but unable to convert. Picked up by Jackson Minch. Or excuse me, that will be Carter Minch. Hacker now at the red line. Passing over, but intercepted by Steinford. And we will have a penalty. Bit of extracurricular activities between Ryan and Steinford after the whistle.
Well, things getting a little chippy. It's been a physical game, but so far everyone has kept their cool until now. You get a little bit extra after the whistle. And it looks like the Panthers are the ones that are going to pay the price. They're going off of the box.
Hauer is taking an interference penalty. Bruins do the power play once again, looking to extend their lead to 2. 1-0 Bruins. Into the faceoff now is Jackson Minch. Shot on net, saved by McKinnon. Kept into the point by Schaller. And that will be another penalty. And looks like it's going to be on Stutzman as the Bruins will get a big opportunity. 5-on-3 power play
and
for the Bruins.
Here's the turning point right here, Brandon. You got a 5-on-3 chance halfway through the second period. You've already got the lead, but Northrop knows they've had the majority of the scoring chances. They should have 2 or 3 goals up on that board, and this is the chance now to maybe break this game open a little bit. They pretty much dictated the play in the first half of this game, but a goal here would be huge to keep the momentum on the side of the Bruins.
Shank against Ryan in the faceoff. Faceoff won by Shank, trying to get it out of the zone. Kept alive by Studebaker. Studebaker with Scott. Shot!
Oh, Backstrom.
Backstrom trying to knock it in for the one-timer, but unable to do so.
Excellent play, but Backstrom just couldn't connect. Pass was a little bit behind him.
Studebaker battling against Shell behind the net. Puck is picked up by the Bruins. Scott at center ice, coming down with speed. It is a 2-on-3 for the Bruins. Shot into the chest of McKinnon, and he will cover the puck.
Got to get that goaltender moving back and forth. The Panther goaltender, he's a big guy, McKinnon. And those big guys, you got to draw them down. You got to get him moving side to side. And they just shot it right into the crest of his jersey, and that's an easy save.
6:11 left in the second period. Bruins up 1-0. Face-off is going to be to the left of McKinnon.
Still a lot of time on this 5-on-3. He got one penalty sitting at 122, another one at 129, so almost a full 2 minutes of a 2-man advantage if everything stays the way it is. The Bruins here, again, another excellent opportunity to break this game open.
Both centers are going to be chased out of the face-off circle, into the face-off circle. One by Scott. Scott with the shot. Backstrom unable to pick up the rebound. Back on to Sholin. Sholin with the shot and glove down by McKinnon.
Not much on that shot at all. It just kind of floated right into the glove of McKinnon. And just like I said a few minutes ago, the Bruins have got to get some bodies in front of this goaltender. He's a big kid. He's able to see through the legs, so they have got to get some guys in front.
Face-off is going to be to the right of McKinnon. Face-off is won by the Bruins, kept alive by Studebaker. Backstrom to the point, but the pass is out of the zone.
Just a little mental mistake there. You can't let that puck go off sides when you got a 5-on-3 advantage.
Scott bringing it back into the zone. Coming wide, shot into the pads of McKinnon. Kept alive by Studebaker, shot, glove down by McKinnon. And some more extracurricular activity between Shank and Scott.
And Scott very easily could have been flagged for a slashing call there, but the referee or the linesman rather, got in there quickly and broke it up.
Things are getting very physical between this rivals.
Still got almost a full minute on a 2-man advantage, 50 seconds and 57 seconds respectively. And the Bruins, they have got to figure out McKinnon here on this 2-man advantage.
Hacker off the face-off, coming down, taking it slow, and he will finally send it down into the Bruin zone. Picked up by Mark Schaller. Schaller behind the net. Looking for Minch, but intercepted by Ryan. Ryan will send it back into the zone. Coming down the wing is the Bruins. Corey Schaller digs to center ice. Schaller with a shot, and it will be covered by McKinnon.
And it's a good thing McKinnon got that puck. The Bruins had a man right in front of the net, and he almost wrestled the puck away from his glove, but the referee got a nice quick whistle, and McKinnon thankful of that. But again, the Bruins still a 2-man advantage, nothing to show for it.
Faceoff is going to be left to McKinnon. Faceoff won by the Panthers, but sent it straight to their goaltender. shot from the point is going to be gloved down by McKinnon.
And McKinnon, with every goaltender, the more action he sees, the stronger he gets. And you have seen him get much sharper as this game has gone on, especially in the second period. He has seen an awful lot of shots, and he's just getting better with every shot sent his way.
4:57 left in the second period. Bruins are still retaining their 1-0 lead. Face-off won by the Bruins. At the point now, shot into the glove of McKinnon, and he will cover once again.
Another easy save for McKinnon. You got to get guys in front of him, and we're still working on this two-man advantage. It seems like it's been forever, but it's only been a full 2 minutes. Had a couple of whistles in there that slowed up the pace a little bit, but another big face-off in the Snyder zone.
Minch against Ryan. Face-off won by Ryan, but is kept alive by Schaller. Schaller at the point, 5-on-4 now. Schaller with a shot, Minch in front, unable to do it. Puck's laying in the slot. And it's
still loose.
And the Panthers have successfully killed the 5-on-3. At the point of Schaller with the drive, wide of the net.
Back to 5-on-5.
Kept alive by Minch. Ooh, big hit behind the play by Hauer. Icing is going to be waved off. Ryan.
Oh!
Ooh, big hit by Schaller, and that is going to be called.
And that could be a 5-minute major. That could be a boarding call. Now the sticks are up, and now this is bad news. Everyone going at it down here in the corner. And that hit, boy, that is a dangerous, dangerous hit. That's one of those hits that hockey is trying to get rid of. You got a defenseless man going down into the end boards like that, and a vicious hit. And let's see, this very well could be a 5-minute major. And after the Bruins did not score on that two-man advantage, this is a huge swing with a 1-0 game, 4:09 to go in the second. It looks like the referee's going to take two. So let's see what the call is going to be. We got two Panthers in the box, and we also got two Bruins.
And again, Shane, you are right. That is a play that high school hockey, USA hockey, even the NHL is trying to get rid of.
Yeah, that's every part of hockey. That is such a dangerous play when you got a defenseless player back there with his back turned and you hit him. And that's one of those things where you just have to be cognizant of your fellow players. When he turns his back, you have got to let up. And being around this game for so long as I've seen, I have just seen just absolutely vicious, career-threatening injuries from that very play. And I know these kids are playing really hard out there today, but that's just something. It also comes with experience. You know, when you see those numbers and those letters, you have got to let up.
And a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. That's 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Panthers. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of your game highlights and replays. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkviewsportsnetwork.com.
And the linesman and the referee, all of them are over at the scores table right now, making sure they get this right. And it should be power play time coming up for the Panthers. They're down 1-0 in this game. This game in the second period, pretty much all Bruins. Now, the good news for them is that they're still up 1-0, but they didn't score on that two-man advantage. And I think the Panthers should have a power play here, but let's see how the math works out. And this could be a huge swing in this contest.
Indeed, all it takes is one penalty, one smart move, and the momentum can shift one way or another in the sport of hockey.
And that certainly was a momentum-shifting play. Again, two Bruins are in the penalty box. We got two Panthers in there as well. No word from the official, but we got to think there's going to be a 5-minute major for boarding on Northrop. And then the sticks got up high after the whistle had blown. And obviously there's going to be some more handed down. But the linesman in there talking to all the players in the penalty box. Both coaches have also been consulted as well.
Looks like Schaller is going to get 2 minutes up on the board.
So the Bruins are only going to get 2 here on the first penalty call.
And looks like things are going to even out on the rest of the penalties. 5-on-4 for the Panthers as they look to close the lead and tie the game with 4:09 left in the second period.
So it's a big swing, even though it's not the 5-minute major that I thought it might be. It's still 2 minutes. And 4:09 left to go in the second. This second period has just flown by. Not very many whistles. The players have been changing on the fly as well. And it's actually been a pretty well-played first game for both of these teams. It is, so scorching hot outside here today. It's kind of weird to be playing hockey under these conditions outside. But it has been a pretty good hockey game. And if you're listening, there's going to be hockey all day long here at the Ice House. So come on down. 2 more games here today, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and a great way to start things off fall. First day of fall was yesterday, and it is now hockey season, even though the weather outside doesn't quite seem that way. But we are definitely playing hockey in Fort Wayne. And, of course, Comets training camp is coming up in another couple of weeks with the season opener coming up on October 14th at home at the Coliseum.
That'll take us into a break. You're watching Fort Wayne Amateur Hockey Association on SummitCitySports.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook.
And we are back with the Fort Wayne opening day of the Fort Wayne High School hockey. Again, the Bruins are very lucky coming off with only 2 minutes on that play. It's going to be a 5-on-4 for the Panthers with 4:09 left in the second period. Looks like the officials are still trying to sort this out. They might be looking for a little bit of an intent to injure. If that's the case, then that would be bumped to a 5-minute major.
Well, we've got 3 Bruins in the penalty box. We got 2 Panthers in the penalty box. And we're still trying to sort this out. It's only a 2-minute major that's up on the board right now. And the referee and the linesman, they want to get this right. And right now, as it stands, it's going to be Panther power play.
And it looks like we have everything sorted out. Play is going to be inside the Bruins zone. Faceoff is going to be the left of Ricky Foster. Faceoff won by the Panthers. Shell down to Stutzman at the point with the shot wide of the net. Looking for the tip was McKinley. Butler gets it out of the zone.
Huge kill here for the Bruins. They got a 1-0 lead. And after not scoring on that 2-man advantage, they really need to kill this one off going into the third period.
Stutzman coming up the far wing. Gets around one defender with the shot. Saved off the pads of Foster. And the Bruins try to clear, kept him alive by Marquardt. And the Bruins come on down the wing. Number 9, Gabe Schenk with the shot on net. Into the glove of McKinnon.
Smart play by Schenk. He got the puck, and he was coming down, and instead of shooting the puck with maybe a chance of missing the net completely, he just put it in on the goaltender. Goaltender had to stop it, and he had to get a whistle to slow things down. He could have easily shot the puck, rimmed it around, and could have turned into a scoring chance for the Panthers.
McKinley
Very
against
smart
Scott. Play. Shell at the slot, trying to get it out of the zone. Up to Hacker. Hacker coming down the far boards. Drops it off to Shell. Shell loses control and is knocked away by the Bruins. Stutzman coming around the corner, knocked away by Backstrom. Stutzman up to Hacker. Bit of a baseball swing there, but he gets it up to Shell. Shell chips it up, and it's stolen. Here comes Scott.
Odd man chance.
Scott cuts the slot, shot into the pads of McKinnon.
Oh, that got behind McKinnon. He had to reach back for it. A great shorthanded chance for the Bruins, but McKinnon He has looked very good in this second period as he's seen more and more action, but that one almost got under that right pad. He had to reach back with his glove. He had to squeeze it, but he was able to get the whistle.
2:46 left in the second period. Bruins are up 1-0 and still working on the penalty kill. Face off to the left of McKinnon. Won by Shank. Studebaker over to Sholin with the shot tipped in front by Daly. Scott behind the net, coming up the far boards is Scott still. Scott gets it deep over the net. Schiebel at the corner, gets it around, picked up by Studebaker. Sholin trying to get it out of the zone, unable to do so. Play halted at the boards, trying to get it loose. Schiebel with the drive into the glove of Foster.
Takes you down to just 3 seconds to go on the power play for the Panthers. Bruins on the cusp of killing this one off. 2:12 to go in the second, but a big face-off here in the Bruin zone. The Panthers still have got a chance to maybe win the draw back to the blue line, get a shot on net.
Face-off is going to be the left of Foster. Won by the Bruins. Can they get it out? And they are unable to do so. Kept alive by Scott. Scott drive from the point into the crest of Foster.
And that will do it for the power play. 5-on-5. Just 2:04 to go in the second.
Ridge to the face-off for the Panthers. Ridge wins it. Down in the far boards is Howard with a drive. Blocked by number 16, Jackson Minch. Panthers trying with the drive-by, unable to do so, and the net will be knocked off.
Panthers going hard to the net. It just became dislodged, but that's what you want to see. You're down by a goal. Sometimes you just got to grind one out. They've been frustrated through this second period. They haven't had much offense at all, and when that happens, you just got to start going to the net. Good things will happen.
Play stays inside the Bruins zone. 1:52 left in the second period. Howard with a drive from the point. That is blocked by his own teammate, Armstrong Minch. A little bit of a stinger on that one. Bruins come down the zone. Number Daly, but knocked away by Scott. Sholin passing up, knocked into the zone. Howard with the pass, almost intercepted, kept alive by Sholin. Minch with the drive, hits the side of the net with the chance there, but unable to convert. Schiebel carrying up the near boards. Pass tried to go ahead, is in the feet of Howard, and here come the Bruins. But play is knocked away by Armstrong Minch. Schiebel, 2-on-1 for the Panthers with Shell, but knocked away by Sholin. Shot from the point is blocked by Shell. Sholin in the far corner. Studebaker gets it around. Stutzman keeps it alive. Stutzman behind the net, rubbed off by Studebaker. Sholin takes it behind the net.
There's 33 seconds to go in the second period.
Stutzman keeps it alive at the point, but the Bruins regain control, and here they come. Knocked away from the play. Bruins in front. He scores! Bruins up 2-0. A beautiful 3-on-1 for the Bruins, resulting in a 2-0 lead.
And when you've got a bigger goaltender, like I said earlier in this period, you got to get him down and moving laterally, and that's what Northrop did. They got McKinnon down. He was a little slow getting back to the left side, and they just knocked it over his left shoulder and into the net, and the Bruins are up 2-0 with just 20 seconds to go in the second period. And that's actually good news for the Panthers, I think, because the Panthers were on the penalty kill for a lot of time in that second period. They killed off a two-man advantage, and it could be a lot worse going into the third period, but here comes the Panthers back down, trying to at least get one maybe before this period expires.
Here comes Hacker at the point. 5 seconds on the clock. Shot knocked away by Foster. Stutzman with the rebound attempt. He scored.
No, they waved it off.
Waved off.
They're going to say it was kicked. Referee right on it.
Hacker thought he broke the lead, a 2-1, but the ref is saying it was kicked in.
Now from up here, it didn't look like there was a kicking motion. Now whether it deflected off of his skate, that's a different story. But the referee is in a better position than we are. We're all the way down here on the far side of the rink. Didn't appear that, but the referee is saying, yes, there was a kicking motion, which automatically negates the goal. Just 0.6 seconds to go in the second period. And that would have been a huge lift for Snyder, or the Panthers, going into that third period. And you can just see just the wind come out of their sails as the puck is dropped, and that does it for the second period.
Bruins are leading the Panthers 2-0 at the end of the second period. We will be right back here with second intermission replays on SummitCitySports.com.
While the expansion of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse is enhancing the experience for athletes around the area, Parkview Sports Medicine is doing the same inside of the expansion. Introducing the brand new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, providing immediate access to the entire PSM team for athletes all around the region.
We have this team that we can take care of them from the moment they come in, present with their injury, take them all the way through to the point where they're ready to be back to the performance level that they came in pre-injury. We can provide just about anything that any of your walk-in clinics provide, but we definitely focus on musculoskeletal issues.
The Ortho Express Clinic meets athletes where they're at and when they're playing. The entire PSM team will be at an athlete's fingertips. Additionally, the clinic houses the region's only DEXA body composition assessment and a sports dietitian who can work with athletes on their dietary needs.
Some athletes, it might be a difference in their starting position. You know, they might see a number and say, wow, you know, I had no idea that was my body composition. How can I change this? And sometimes just seeing numbers is more motivating than just talking about, you know, maybe their calorie amount that they're taking in.
The advantage to having an Ortho Express clinic is the diversity of the hours. So people who have non-traditional work schedules should be able to get in. I think having athlete access on the athletic trainer side in the trenches, so to speak, and having them be able to get a hold of us or maybe send us a note and saying, hey, this patient's coming in, this is what I'm worried about, and it gives us a heads up.
Whether it's the use of treatment tables, the radiology room, cold whirlpool tank, or the traditional exam room, the Ortho Express Clinic gives patients a seamless experience all under one roof.
This is the type of facility you see in professional and high-level Division I athletics, where you have everything right in one place. So if an athlete gets hurt playing basketball or volleyball on the other side, within the same facility, they can get their physical therapy or an x-ray if needed, just to rule out a fracture. That's stuff you hear about in the NFL, stuff you hear about at high-level colleges where kids just went downstairs and got an x-ray at halftime. We can actually do that in-house now. So it makes us kind of a state-of-the-art, unique facility.
We are back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House for day one of the Fort Wayne Amateur Hockey Association High School Division. It's been pretty much all Bruins this game as they are up 2-0. Bruins took the lead in the first period with about 4 minutes left in the first, banging it off McKinnon and in. Then they extended their lead to 2. Off a beautiful 3-on-1 chance. Great passing by the Bruins, and that took them to 2-0. Very physical game, as is expected. We've had multiple penalties and a couple of the head contact regulations in effect this game. But looks like the refs are keeping things cool and under control as we head into the third period. with a 2-0 Bruin lead. Shots on goal in that second period were 13 for the Bruins and 9 for the Panthers. As once again, that shows the dominance of the game so far by the Bruins. Foster coming off his sophomore year, going really good, staying cool, calm, and really just letting the puck hit him and knocking the rebounds away from the Panthers. Panthers goaltender McKinnon also holding up to the challenge despite having two past him with a saves of 18 saves. Foster currently has 15 saves for the Bruins. Shane, what do you think how that second period went for
Well,
the Panthers?
I think Snyder, they're pretty relieved right now. They're into the locker room right now, just down only 2-0. It could be 4 or maybe 5-0. Northrop or the Bruins had the majority of the scoring chances, but that was a huge penalty kill for the Panthers in that second period, killing off that 5-on-3 when it was only a 1-0 game. Then they came back and gave up that goal late. And then we almost thought that the Panthers had drew within one goal going into the locker room into the third period, but it was waved off. The referee right on the play said the puck was kicked in from up here. It looked like it was a pretty clean goal, but that's why the referee is down on that goal line and we are up here. So he made the call. I'm sure Snyder contested it quite a bit, but the referee was right on it and he blew the whistle right away. But that was a killer for the Panthers. Of course, you want to get on that board and you want to break that deadlock, but it's only a 2-0 hockey game going into the final 15 minutes. And a little tip of the cap to the goaltender, McKinnon, for the Panthers. He played outstanding in that second period. He saw a lot of rubber, and he's turned aside most of it with the exception of that one late in the second period. And like you said, Brandon, a lot of penalties called, especially that head contact rule that we're seeing. And we've seen 2 10-minute misconducts already handed out in this game, one on either side. And we also saw a huge cross-checking or a boarding call in that second period against the Bruins, which easily could have been a 5-minute major, but the officials, they got together, they talked about it, they ruled it was only a 2-minute, and that was another, I think, a call that could have, if it went the way to the 5-minute major, that definitely could have been a changing point in this game. Snyder could have had a 5-minute major, a man advantage for a full 5. It didn't happen. So right now, Northrop, they have got all the momentum. Both teams have played well. It's been a very physical game, especially it being the first game of the season for both of these squads. I think that first period, things were a little sloppy, but in that second period, you can tell both teams got their legs, and they both felt each other out. It's been a good physical game. Things have not gotten out of hand, even though you've seen a little chippiness, which you expect to see between between the Panthers and the Bruins every sport they play in. But today, it's been a pretty much controlled environment. It's been a very physical game, and hopefully the third period is just going to be just as entertaining as we had in the first two here at the Ice House.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of your game highlights and game replays. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at ParkviewSportsNetwork.com. We'll be right back with third period action between the Fort Wayne Bruins and the Summit City Panthers.
Pilates therapy is using the Pilates technique in a therapeutic way. Pilates itself is just using, we would use equipment, Pilates equipment, to work on precise movement patterns in the Pilates method in that rehabilitation process. The benefit of doing Pilates With the therapy, the biggest benefit is to work on smaller muscle groups and precise movement patterns that you're going to get with using the Pilates method. In this method, if you just come in with low back pain, or you have some shoulder pain, or you have some other pains that aren't surgically repaired, the Pilates method is very effective in utilizing those smaller muscle groups that are attached from the core into the shoulders or to the hips to strengthen from the inside out. It very much works posture. In this day and age, posture is a huge thing with people, sitting at desks, keeping the head forward.
Anybody can benefit from Pilates. Definitely athletes, performers, dancers, gymnasts, but also people, chronic pain, back pain, shoulder pain, teenagers, even women going through pregnancy or postpartum can also benefit from Pilates.
Pilates is for everyone, and including men, especially men. Men get tight as they age, decreasing flexibility in the hamstrings, in their spine. Now you have many professional athletes doing Pilates, LeBron James, Jake Arrieta, Antonio Brown, and they're finding the benefits of getting the elongation of the muscles and the strengthening and the balance and the control that helps them during their sport. And we are the only clinic in Fort Wayne that services both physical therapy and Pilates at the same time, that you can get a Pilates-based rehabilitation.
We are back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, getting ready to gear up for the third period between the Fort Wayne Bruins and Summit City Panthers. Teams getting ready to take to the ice here in the third period. To recap, Fort Wayne Bruins goal, the first goal, I believe, went to number 7, Jake Scott. Then the second goal was scored by rather a little bit of an unknown player right now, scored by number 70 of the Bruins. Right now, just kind of a bit of on a wait for the officials. Shane, what do you think we can expect from the third period?
Well, I expect to see this game get even more physical, especially I think if the Bruins get a third goal up here early. It could turn into a very interesting hockey game. But right now at 2-0, it's still very much a contest at this point. And if the Panthers can come out and get and forget about what happened in the final second of that second period where they had a goal disallowed, if they can forget about that and come on out here firing in this third period and get a goal quick, this one is going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be a very good hockey game. And let's hope that the next two games that we got here today at the Ice House is just as good as this season opener here this afternoon.
And as you mentioned, we have two more games here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. The next game at 5 o'clock will feature the Leo Lions against the Homestead Spartans. Then following the 7 o'clock game is the Carroll Chargers and the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Teams have taken to the ice for the third period as we are awaiting puck drop.
And it's also nice that these teams are going to start the third period off on a clean sheet of ice. Mahoney came out and cleaned it in between periods, so it means a little faster track going on for both of these teams who've skated very well. I think since it is the first game of the year, you wouldn't kind of expect that, but guys got their legs going on early, and having this clean ice is going to keep the pace up as well, as both teams did a great job. We didn't have a whole lot of whistles really through those first two periods, not a lot of icing calls, not too many offsides called, which you expect in a first game of the season situation, but both teams has played a very clean game so far. It's been quite a few penalties, but as far as the mistakes, as far as icing the puck and offsides, we really have not seen very many of those, and that's kept a good flow to this hockey game, and that's really good for two teams starting out the season. You don't want a lot of stops. You want to keep that momentum going, and I think that really helped the Bruins out, especially in that second period when they had that two-man advantage, and the Panthers were unable to really stop the flow of the game. McKinnon was unable to really freeze the puck a lot on that two-man advantage, and it really kept the momentum going, even though Northrop, the Bruins, they did not score, but keeping that tempo, I think, definitely helped them out in that second period.
I agree, Shane, and both again with the clean ice comes a clean slate here in the third period as both teams starting off 5-on-5. To the face-off dot for the Bruins will be number 28, and that is Carter Minch. Team's giving off their little pre-game cheers that they do. Both Bruins and Panthers starting those up. To the face-off dot is Minch and McKinley as we start the third period. Face-off is won by McKinley and picked up by Hauer. Trying to chip it down in the zone, unable to do so. Robinson behind the Panthers' net, knocked away by Hauer. Coming up the boards now, unable to control the puck. Icing waved off. Studebaker in his corner. Gets it up to Carter Minch, but stolen by the Panthers. Shot wide of the net. Puck cleared by Minch, but icing waved off. Howard down behind his net. Picked up by the Panthers, and Studebaker with the hit, jarring the puck loose. Scholin gets it up the far boards to Robinson. Knocked away by Ridge. Hacker trying to get it further in his zone, knocked up by the ref, and Robinson will take it into the Panthers' corner. With the centering feed knocked away by Mark Quart. Behind the net is the Bruins with the shot. He scores! A beautiful play from behind the net, and the Bruins lead 3-0.
And the Panthers just sloppy with the puck in their own end. They just could not clear it. They left a man wide open right in front of the net as McKinnon was just trying to cover a little too much real estate down there. He had the puck, or he had his right leg hugged up against that right post, and he was down, where if he just hugged it up when he was upright and he would have been able to shift back into the center of the ice, he wasn't able to do that, and it was a goal for the Bruins.
Goal, I believe, scored was by Carter Minch. Face-off won by Ryan. Down the Panthers zone behind the net. Stutzman trying to get it up. Taylor bumps his man off the play. Here come the Panthers down. Ryan knocked off the puck. And in the corner now is Butler and Ryan. Ryan keeping control of the puck, but is pressured heavily by Butler. Puck squirts out to behind the net, and we will have a penalty on Butler. Butler going to the box, 2 minutes for holding. A big power play for the Panthers here as they trail 3-0, looking to break Ricky Foster's concentration with an early goal here with the power play.
And Butler knew he was guilty right away. He turned around and looked at the referee, expecting to see his arm up, and it was, and Butler goes off. Now it's 3-0, but we're still early on in this third period. Still a lot of time left, 13:27. So if the Panthers can break free on this power play, we still could have a pretty good end to this game.
Scott wins the draw, but is tied up by Ryan. Brady Esther coming to the slot, shot off the stick of Foster. Shell up to Stutzman, keeps it in zone, tipped up by Ryan. Down behind the net is Ryan, looking to center into the slot to Esther, but broken up by Scott. He shoots, hit scores, squeaks through, and Jason Marquardt scores on the power play, getting the Panthers on the board.
Oh, that's the very definition of a soft goal, Brandon. Foster, he had the position, he was down, he had the paddle on the ice, but somehow that puck wasn't shot very hard, and somehow it snuck by him. And it's okay giving up a goal, but when you give up a soft one like that, that can definitely open up the floodgates a little bit, and especially when you've got a young, inexperienced goaltender. Giving up a soft goal, that is going to get in your head. We'll see how Foster reacts after this face-off at center ice after the Panthers have gotten on the board. It's now 3-1.
To the face-off is Jackson Minch against McKinley. Face-off is won by the Panthers. Scholl shoots it into his own bench and plays whistle down. And face-off will be inside the Bruins zone.
So it'll be interesting to see how Foster handles the next couple of shots, as he's been a little unsure of himself. Again, he's just a sophomore. There's been a couple times when he's reacted late to shots, so it's going to be real nice to see him get a couple of quick shots on goal here and see how he handles the puck.
McKinley at the far corner, picked up by Steinforth as he's trying to get around the linesman and out of the zone. Steinforth chips it in. Behind the net now, picked up by Daly, trying to center it, unable to do so. And looks like we will have another whistle. Looks like the net got dislodged.
And McKinnon lost his stick, so that was actually a good thing there.
Puck actually crossed the goal line, but the net was knocked off before that, resulting in a no goal for the Bruins. And face-off to the left of McKinnon. Face-off was won by the Bruins. Studebaker at the point with the shot. Blocked.
Oh, McKinnon never saw it.
At the far boards is Steinforth. Picked up by McKinley. McKinley behind his net. And looks like there's going to be another penalty, this time on the Panthers for tripping. And some more extracurricular activity between Ridge and one of the Bruin players.
That's a bad penalty to take, especially in your own zone, down by 2 goals. You just got one on the board. You got that momentum back. And to take it behind your own net like that, not a good thing. As I'm sure Coach Kaylee Schrock is shaking his head a little bit, and he's already out there pointing at everybody and saying, hey, we can't take those kind of calls.
Schrock trying to calm his players down, reminding them that there's only 2 differential with plenty of time left on the clock. Bruins to the power play. Face-off won by the Panthers. Stutzman behind his net is pressured by Schenk. Picked up by Ryan, and he will clear it down the ice. Studebaker picks it up behind his own net. Studebaker up to Schenk. Schenk over to Backstrom. Loses control of the puck, but a beautiful kick by Schenk keeps it out of the Bruin zone. Studebaker up center ice. Marquardt takes it into the near corner, and he sends it down, killing more time on this penalty kill. Minch in his corner, fans on the pass, picked up by Ryan. His stick held up by Minch. No call on the play. Stutzman will send it back into the Bruins zone. Beautiful play by the Bruins as Schenk tried to break away but unable to control the pass. Behind the net now, trying to get it out of the zone, and he is successful. Marquardt. Studebaker now in the far corner, trying to pass it up, and pass is kind of a bit of a miscommunication by the Bruins, and the Panthers will send it back into the zone. Now is Hayden Scott deking around a couple defenders, keeping it alive inside the Bruins zone. Shot! Saved by Foster. Scott and Armstrong Minch for the Panthers behind the net. Picked up by Scott of the Bruins, and him, Schenk, and Carter Minch are on a 3-on-2. Shot by Scott, knocked away by McKinnon. A rebound try, and is saved by McKinnon. Net comes off, and another goal is waved off.
Nice play by the Panther defense coming down there as the Bruins had a 3-on-2, but the defenseman came back. They clogged up all of those passing lanes, so the winger coming down that right side, the only play he had was going to be a shot on net, and the goaltender was in good position. Unfortunately, the puck kind of went far to the side there, and McKinnon had to come back for it, and he dislodged the net, which was, again, a good thing because the puck did cross the line, but it was waved off, and we've had a couple of goals. That's the third one, I think, here today that we've had waved off.
Face-off is going to be the right of McKinnon. Face-off tied up in the face-off circle. Esther, but the Bruins take control. Scholin with the shot from the point, tipped away by the defense, and McKinnon will dive out to make the cover.
Nice alert play by the goaltender. When you're down by 2 goals, you're not only you can't let that fourth one get in there, but you try and get some whistles. This is the first game for both of these teams, so I'm sure guys are getting winded right now into this third period. So anytime you can get a whistle, you want to give your team to get a little bit of a breather.
Minch against Esther in the face-off, won by Esther. Panthers successfully called the penalty and returned to full strength. Scholin shot from the point, blocked. And here come the Panthers. Coming up the middle is Hacker. Hacker with the shot, sticked away by Foster. Jackson Minch now bumped off the play by Stutzman. And the Panthers will send it back into the zone. Big hit there by Hacker. And another hit by Minch. This game getting very physical between the Panthers and Bruins as the Panthers are looking to close the gap to 1. In the near boards, Esther trying to get around Scholin, unable to do so. Esther with control. Scholin knocks him down. Hacker from the slot, blocked by Schiebel.
Panthers down by a pair. They know this next goal is very important.
Shot wide of the net from the point. Stutzman keeps it alive at the point. Down into the corner is Hacker. Hacker to Schiebel, pass miscommunications and picked up by Schaller as he clears it down. And play will be whistled down for an icing. 9:16 left in the third period. Bruins still retain their 2-goal lead at 3-1.
Not a good move there by the Bruins, icing the puck. That will bring the face-off back down into the Bruins zone. Even though the Bruins are up by 2, the Panthers are definitely buzzing around. And the next goal in this game, either side, is very much gonna help either one of these teams, whether it's Northrop going up by a couple more goals or Snyder cutting the lead in half.
Puck through the crease by Ridge. Down to the point. Shot from the point is knocked away by Foster. Looking to regain his composure after letting that bit of a soft goal in, but doing a good job. McKinley to the point. Beautiful save by Foster.
And that could have been a game saver right there.
Shell, now it's center ice. Knocked away. Ridge in his own defensive zone, picked up by Mark Quartz. That was a beautiful save on the one-timer from behind the net. And the Bruins are coming up center ice. Taylor loses it in his feet, but is picked up by Butler. Butler looking for a lane to pass to, gets to Scholl. Scholl sends it up to Taylor. Icing waved off. Stutzman takes it behind his net, pressured by Taylor. And it looks like there's going to be yet another penalty on the Fort Wayne Bruins. Panthers coming up the side with speed is Ryan. Ryan cutting to the net, behind the net.
Delayed call, empty net on the other end.
Armstrong behind the play, trying to pass to the slot, unable to do so. And the Bruins touch up, and it's yet another penalty to the Bruins.
Well, the Bruins are trying to do everything to let Snyder back into this game, and taking a penalty there certainly helps that cause. It's just a 3-1 game, and the Bruins will be going off to sit down 2 more minutes. Man advantage coming up for the Panthers. And I keep saying this is a big moment in this game, but every time get a bigger moment and bigger moment. Now this one is huge. Another power play for the Panthers. And I think, see, we have a timeout perhaps called as everyone is going over to their respective benches.
Timeout, I believe, was called by the Panthers as they are trying to get set up for this man advantage, trying to cut the lead down to just 1. As you can see here in the replay, Panthers regained control pretty well. Foster really that was the goal as the Panthers brought that to 3-1. and are looking to cut the lead again and reduce it to 1 goal. Face-off won by the Panthers. Marquardt at the line, shot blocked by Scholand. Marquardt now up to Ryan. Passed up to Stutzman. Stutzman at his own zone. Pass intercepted by Scott, and he is going down on a break, held up by Stutzman, and that is going to be a hooking call.
Oh, that's a killer right there. That equals things up.
And we will now go to 4-on-4 action.
Oh, it was a bad pass. Scott stepped right in front of it, and the defenseman, that was the only thing he could do was grab a hold. It would have been a breakaway on McKinnon.
It was a beautiful read by Scott, and the Panthers take an unfortunate penalty, losing their man advantage with 7:31 left.
But it's 4-on-4. That means there's a little extra real estate out there, and that'll open things up a little bit.
Shank passing up to Scott, but knocked away by Hayden Scott of the Panthers. Hayden Scott gets it up, but is unable to complete the pass. Icing waved off. Esther coming down, skating fast, trying to regain control of the puck. Esther in the near corner, passing up to the point, and nobody's there for the play. Ryan picks it up at the far boards. Picked up by Scott now at center ice. Scott over to Shank, who chips it into the zone and behind the Panther net. Hayden Scott now up to Brady Esther. Esther up to Shell. Still working in their own zone. Play is stopped by Robinson, and it will be behind the Panthers net. Picked up by Shank at the boards. Down the corner is Robinson, gets it to Studebaker, and the pass jumps over his stick and down in the zone. Studebaker and Esther. Esther battling Studebaker for control, and puck is sent out of the zone, picked up by Howard at center ice. Robinson knocks the puck away from Howard, and they are still battling for control. Robinson kicks it in the zone, but Howard sends it right back out. Butler at center ice, over to Studebaker. Studebaker loses control, and Ryan will knock it out of the net, knock it out of the play. Steinforth in his own zone. Looking for a pass up to Taylor, but is intercepted by Ryan. Ryan back to his defensive partner. Up the boards. Butler now at the corner. Both teams return to full strength. Beautiful kills by both teams. Steinforth working up the far wing. Steinforth trying to get around Howard, but unable to do so. Howard picks up the puck and is bumped off the play by Taylor. Howard gets it over the ridge. And we got another penalty on the Bruins. Shot into Foster's crest, and play is whistled down.
The Bruins have got to stay out of the box if they want to hang on to victory here. Right now it's 3-1, 5:09 to go in the third. But the way the momentum is shifted in this game, if the Panthers can get one here, it'll be a very interesting end, because now they can grab that momentum. They had a power play that was negated after 10 seconds just a couple of minutes ago. So now they got to make up for that and hopefully get a couple of scoring chances here. After Foster gave up that soft one early in this period, he has stood up pretty well, but we'll see what the Panthers can do on this power play. They have got to start getting some bodies in front, and they definitely have just got to start getting shots on net.
Face off won by McKinley. At the point, Stutzman with the shot. Picked up by McKinley at the point. McKinley over to Stutzman. Stutzman will chip it further in the zone. Picked up by Schaller, and he sends it down the ice. Marquardt behind his net. Chips it over to the boards. Here come the Panthers, streaking down the ice. With the shot blocked away by Schaller. Hacker behind his net. Gets it up to Marquardt at the point. Marquardt back down to Hacker. Hacker trying to pass across, unable to do so, and we have a whistle.
Now the linesman blew the whistle all the way over on the far boards. And now he comes over and talks to the referee.
Looks like we are going to have a bench minor.
And I think the Northrop Bruins were jawing at the referee quite a bit right before the puck was dropped. And let's see if that is the case. And if that is, it's a two-man advantage for the Snyder Panthers. Still don't know why the whistle was blown. No one is in the penalty box. And now the Panthers are calling for a timeout, and they'll get it.
So that first timeout was called by the Bruins.
And it is. We got a player going in. It's a bench minor. So now it is a two-man advantage for the Panthers, and that's why Coach Kaylee Schrock immediately called for a timeout, trying to draw something up. 4:23 to go in the third. We have got 1:14 to go on the first minor to Spencer Steinforth, and now number 88, that is Christian Robinson. He's going to serve the bench minor, and it is a two-man advantage for the Panthers.
Big two-man advantage coming up. This could really turn the momentum in favor of the Panthers. One lucky bounce, one lucky shot can be all that turns the momentum.
And the Bruin penalty kill has been excellent today. They had to kill off that two-man advantage in the second period, and now they're looking at another one. So the Bruins had some experience killing off a two-man advantage already in this one, but this one is also going to be on the shoulders of the goaltender, Richard Foster, who has played very well here in this third period after giving up that first soft goal. But now the pressure is definitely going to be on the sophomore goaltender.
Face-off is going to be the left of Foster. Esther into the face-off for the Panthers, and he wins it. Marquardt at the point. Gets it over to Stutzman. Stutzman down in the corner. Pass to the slot. Intercepted by Minch. Marquardt. Stutzman now at the shot into the glove of Foster. Play whistle down.
And Foster, he just saw that one right into the glove. A nice play, squared his shoulders, and it went right into the leather. Now the Panthers, they have got to get in front of him. They have got to screen that goaltender.
Indeed they do. They have to get that traffic in front to get Foster blind, and they need to get him moving a little bit too, looking to cut the lead to one. Ryan at the near boards, up to Marquardt. Marquardt at the point. Back down to Ryan. Ryan with the pass.
Oh, Esther was in front.
Stutzman with the shot, and that goes into the mesh. Face-off will be inside the Bruins zone.
Oh, Esther had a chance to cut this lead down to one. He just could not get a stick on it. He was all alone, had the goaltender drawn down all the way to his far right. It would have been an easy tap in, but the puck just could not find his tape.
3:54 left in the third period. Face-off won by the Panthers. Marquardt at the point. Gets it over to Stutzman. Stutzman in the slot, bumped off. A shot off the pad of Foster. Got through the Bruins' defenses. Play is going to be hit with the high stick of Shell, and play is whistled down with the high stick. Face-off in the Panthers zone.
That puck had some eyes. I'm not sure how it got through to Foster, but it did, and it just got the inside of his left pad and kept it out of the nets. Now with playing the puck with a high stick, it'll bring the face-off down in the Panthers zone. Another momentum killer, but they still got 30 seconds to go on a two-man advantage. And they win the face-off, very important. They're coming down quickly.
Ryan loses control of the pass. Studebaker gets it out of the zone. Picked up by Stutzman in his defensive end. Stutzman up to Ryan. Ryan coming in at the slot, passing over to Esther. Esther loses control. Here comes Scott. Coming down on a shorthanded break. He dinks around the defender, but loses control and his balance.
Scott would have had a chance. He got around the defenseman, but he couldn't keep his legs from under him. And now we're down to a one-man advantage for the Panthers.
Shank takes control of the puck, but the Panthers regain control. Marquardt at the corner. Pass behind the net to Stutzman. Stutzman back to Marquardt. Marquardt up to Shell. Shell coming down the wing and is offsides, Hacker, but play is not whistled down. Knocked into the zone is Hauer, off the pad of Foster. Hacker down in the corner with Ryan. Ryan pass back to Hacker. Hacker to the front. Miscommunication, loses control. And the Bruins have successfully killed off another 5-on-3 penalty kill.
Second time today. Now you got to think Coach Schrock is going to try and get his goaltender off for the extra attacker as we come up on the 2-minute mark to go. His team down by 2.
Ryan in the corner now, going behind his net. And we have another penalty. That to Hauer.
It's going to be an interference call.
Kind of a bad play as Howard tried to set up a screen for his defender to move behind the net, but makes contact with the player, resulting in the interference penalty.
Now the Bruins will have a power play with just 2:07 to go in the third.
Big penalty kill up for the Panthers, trying to keep it at a 2-goal differential.
Well, I think as soon as if the Panthers can get the puck down in the Bruins zone quickly, you'll see the goaltender pulled to make it even up.
Esther coming down, pass up to Ryan. Ryan coming down, he only has a shot into Foster. Bit of a sneaky play as he kept it on the ice.
So the faceoff will stay in the Bruins zone. Let's see if McKinnon gets pulled for the extra attacker here. Right now he's still on the ice, and it's still a 5-on-4 advantage for the Bruins.
Shank against Ryan, won by Shank. Schauer coming into the slide, playing the puck in front of his goalie, risking a bit of a tap-in right there. Marquardt now in his defensive zone. Takes it behind his net, and he will clear it down the ice. Down the corner is Esther against Schauer. Bumped off by Schauer. Esther now chips up to the point. Drive by Hayden Scott. Is blocked by Schauer, and here he comes up the wing and getting it deep into the zone. Shank now in the corner, battling with Ryan for control of the puck. The Panthers looking for a streaking man, they get him, and here comes Esther trying to deke around the defense, and unable to do so. Puck is covered by Foster.
Smart play by Foster, not trying to do too much with the puck, just came down, just possess it and get a whistle, and each team will get a fresh set of legs.
Panthers do pull the goalie, going for the 5-on-5 with 1:09 left in the third period. To the faceoff now is Jackson Minch against Shell. Shell against Minch in the faceoff. Faceoff sent up to the play by Minch, and Shell has it in the corner. Shell to the point. Drive by Scott, blocked by Minch.
Under a minute to go.
Big hit by Jackson Minch, and the Bruins looking to clear, and they get the clear.
Empty net on the other end. Defenseman's got to rush back. He's able to get to it.
Stutzman up to McKinley. McKinley gets it to Shell. Shell coming in. Gains control. Shot
he just missed.
Net.
Went above the crossbar.
Steinford now at the far boards. Picked up by Stutzman. Stutzman sending it back down. Shell at the point. Gets it into the zone. And the Bruins will send it down, going for the empty net, but miss, and resulting in an icing.
And just that's not a smart play. You've got a 2-goal lead. You got the Panthers on the ropes. You don't want to take an icing there and come on down and bring a big face-off here in the Bruins zone. I know they want to get that empty netter and put this game away, but you also kind of got to think of that big picture that if you miss on that net, it's going to set up a big opportunity for your team, for the opposing team, with a huge face-off here.
Face-off won by the Panthers now. Down in the corner is Ryan. Ryan centering to the slot, off the post, and the play is knocked
Foster
behind the net.
got a piece of it. It's 10 seconds now.
Stutzman shot blocked by Minch. Kept alive by Scott, but Taylor knocks it out. And that will do it. Bruins win 3-1, and some more extracurricular activities after the whistle.
Well, it was a hard-fought game for both teams. This rivalry, as I can see after all these years, has not exactly been tamed. But both teams are going to go in the locker room, thinking about the what-ifs. I think the Panthers definitely know that they're a pretty good hockey team, but they've got to cut down on the mistakes. And I think the Bruins are going to go in and say, "Ooh, we were lucky this afternoon, boys. We had to kill off 2 5-on-3s, and the goaltender played very well for Northrop. Actually, both goaltenders played very well, but both teams are going to look at this. Hey, this was our first game of the season. Mistakes were made. Bruins, fortunately, they get the victory. The Panthers, they do not get the 2 points here today, but you live to fight next week, and I'm sure adjustments are going to be made on both sides, but both teams played very, very hard today, a hard day, and with a lot of heart. It was a physical game, and for it being the first game of the season, it was surprising the way these two teams came out and started throwing the body around, but unfortunately, that also resulted in a lot of power play time for each team.
Once again, that is final of Bruins 3, Panthers 1. This has been High School Hockey Game 1, Day 1 here on SummitCitySports.com.